Right, so trading communities, are they good or are they bad? Now I know this may sound a little bit biased considering I own a trading education company, but I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible. I know there's some people that like them, I know there's some people that don't like them, and also there's some people that are unfortunately misinformed about trading communities and whether they are beneficial to new traders or experienced trader or whatever trader you are or not. So I'm going to be going through the pros and cons of trading communities, the red flags you should look out for, and the ones that I personally recommend that I think are pretty good communities that you can be a part of. Now guys, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later if you get sick of it. Right, let's get into the video. Now unfortunately, within the trading community, certainly on YouTube, we know there's a lot of scammers about. There's a lot of individuals, a lot of traders that don't portray the realistic image of what trading is, i.e. the realities of trading. So there's always going to be skepticism. Skepticism, is that a word? Skepticism. There's always going to be question marks on whether a community or a company is transparent and is not a scam, i.e. are they legit? Now thankfully, I think since COVID hit and as time has passed since then, maybe the newer traders that have started during the lockdown, which are now a little bit more experienced, who are still here, fair play if that's one of you starting during COVID and you're still trading, well played, a lot of respect for that. But I think those traders are starting to realize the realities of what trading are, and they're not falling into the Mamba effects cough trap of you're going to be a millionaire overnight, essentially. And all that nonsense that creators like effects put out that is just simply not true. So obviously you need to avoid those creators or those communities where the individuals are promising the world. It just obviously sounds too good to be true. Now the saying is true in trading. If it sounds too good to be true, it likely is. So avoid those communities that say you're going to make 200,000 in a day, you're going to flip accounts, you're going to make X amount guaranteed every day. Just avoid those communities because it's not true. So that's the first major red flag. Avoid the talk about the money and that don't promise you the world. Now, I'm not taking away the fact that you can make money from trading. Obviously, that's why we're here. And through time and through hard work, yes, you can make a lot of money. It's an industry where there's no ceiling to the amount of money you can earn. However, it takes a lot of work, years of work in most cases, where you're earning a part-time and then increasing that to a full-time, and up and up and up it goes. So first red flag, get away from the flashy cars, the flipping accounts, the 200 to 2,000 in a day, the 250 grand in one trade. Stay away from those kind of communities, please. So I'll go into the cons of communities, I'll go into the pros, and I'll talk about my overall thoughts on trading education companies or trading communities. Now, one con I think of certain trading communities or larger group is sometimes the individuals that are in there. The chat, which is also can be an absolute pro, can sometimes be a negative, where you get individuals who are claiming they're the best, individuals that are maybe a little bit toxic, think they're better than other members. Those kind of individuals do ruin communities a little bit. So that is something out with everybody's control. We obviously can't control what anybody says, we can't control what everybody thinks. But I have noticed in the few communities that I have personally been a part of, there's always one or two individuals in there that think they're better than everybody else, get on at other people, that spread that negative energy. And it's something that I just don't want to certainly be a part of Simplicity Trading, but it's not something you want to be a part of. When you're within a community, you should be looking to learn, to help others. Everybody is going towards the same goal, and I personally really dislike individuals who put others down or think that they've got the holy grail. They won't disclose information about what they're doing. And that kind of talk puts doubt in everybody's mind of, well, does this guy have the holy grail? Is he doing something better? And again, psychologically you think the grass is greener. Well, what is he doing? Is this better than what I've been taught, etc., etc. So sometimes individuals in these communities do ruin things for a lot of people. It's a very well known saying that usually the actions of the minority affect the majority. Now, another con of trading communities is the fact that they may become potentially a little bit distracting. We know that everybody sees the market in a different way. No two traders are the same. And sometimes when you have a community that's popping off with messages upon messages upon messages, ideas, trades upon trades, it can get a little bit distracting. Now, again, there's a positive way to look at that in terms of your part of the community, but I'll go through that within the pros. However, sometimes it can get a little bit distraction when you're trying to focus on yourself, on your ideas, on your strategy, and improving that. You know, you don't need so much information coming in from loads of other people. And added on to that, sometimes when you're early and you're potentially sharing your trade ideas with the community, you may get some people coming back and saying, I don't think this is a good trade idea, and maybe you don't take it. That trade eventually ends up to be a winner, etc., which you get frustrated by because you've maybe been persuaded or swayed by other individuals saying, well, this is bad, this is bad. So that part of it, I can kind of understand where it does get a little bit distracting and potentially lengthens that time to become a profitable trader because they're getting so much information from different people. And the final con for me is money. Certainly some communities do cost quite a bit of money per month. Now, if you ask me personally, I do think communities are worth it. I used to be a member of Forex Signals, which I will always say changed my trading around by 1000% and actually turned me profitable. So they were relatively expensive per month. I think they're about $100 a month. But if you ask me, is that worth it? I absolutely think so. If you get a good community, you will pay the price because ultimately you'll probably save less in the long run than not joining a good community and losing money by being a silly trader. Now, what I mean by that is, for me, prior to joining Forex Signals, is where I personally learned from, I lost a lot of money, more than my $100 per month fee for that community. That's essentially what I'm saying. So it's the opportunity cost or the cost of quality, probably from an economic standpoint, I think, if I remember from my uni days. Or let's say if you were building something and you bought cheaper materials compared to higher quality materials, that product probably wouldn't last as long as you bought the high quality materials. Does that make sense? The cost of quality, you're paying that value. But ultimately, communities do cost quite a bit of money per month, $50 a month, probably upwards. I think if you purchase longer plans, it's a little bit less. But I do understand that if you compare it to, let's say, Netflix, where it's $20 a month or $19.99, it may seem like these communities are expensive. However, you've got to account for, again, what that community offers you, what the value that brings for you, and what you get out of it. From a knowledgeable standpoint, how do you quantify that? It's easy to quantify it from a money standpoint. Because let's say you join a community for $50 a month, which is $600 a year, but you end up making $2,000-3,000 from your trading because of that community, then obviously it ends up being worthwhile. And the idea is you start making more and more money, in which case that $600 becomes less and less compared to what you're earning from your trading. Right, let's talk about the pros, and I do think the pros massively outweigh the cons as long as you're in a good community. Now, the first of which is having experienced mentors or experienced traders to learn from. There's no substitute for experience in trading, and I think if you watched profitable traders, how they go about their business, how they go about their trading in terms of routine, in terms of trades they take, in terms of how they talk about trading, in terms of their personal pathway to becoming a profitable trader, it can certainly, absolutely help each individual 100% in their personal journey. Now, every good community I've joined, and this is the same with what I want to do with Simplicity Trading, is to just be completely honest about the journey everybody goes through to become a profitable trader. And if you read books like Market Wizards, you watch any trader, if they don't tell you they went through the shit of losing money, being unprofitable, stressed, etc. I always put a question mark when somebody says it's been easy or there's been no struggles with learning how to trade. Because personally, I went through horrible stuff, depression, drinking too much, gained about 15 kilos, relationships suffered, personal relationships, family relationships, it all suffered being a horrible trader because it's a massive stress. It helps with relatability when you see somebody who's been there doing that for that long and they are profitable now. Maybe you're in the stage where they were a few years ago and they're telling you, well, look, you just keep going, you keep going. That can give you good confidence and motivation to keep going and to ultimately try to emulate your mentor or where he or she is. It certainly can help in your personal trading journey because it's relatable. Because sometimes you think you're the only one with what you see online, people making X amount and Y and saying it's easy, printing money, etc. But when you see someone who's been there, done that, and realizing that everybody goes through that journey, it can help you with your motivation and again, the realities of what you're doing in this industry and how it actually works. Another con of being in a legitimate trading community is you can see how professional traders or full-time traders trade. You'll see that they lose trades. Everybody does it. You'll see that potentially they've got a lower than 40% win rate, but they still come out the year profitable. Again, for me, it's important that traders or owners of communities show exactly what trade they take. show their monthly ROI or certainly the end of year ROI, and just make everything transparent so each member or people who are part of that community can see their journey and how they navigate drawdowns, how they navigate maybe your good winning runs, and just generally how they act on their trading journey year upon year. But not only seeing that, but also learning from the trades they take and potentially the trades that they don't take. So that's also a very big thing, that most profitable traders, I think most full-time traders, are trading less than the majority of unprofitable traders or newer traders who think that you have to be in the market every single day. I think that's key. I always say the same thing, trade less, make more. I absolutely think almost 100% of newer traders would make more money or potentially even be in that 5% if they just traded a lot less. Now, another thing, I did talk about this as a con, but being part of a really good community. Now, I know that I'm personally biased, but I think Simplicity Trading has a great community. We're a smaller community, but we've got individuals who are all on their own journey. They're all everybody's going for the same goal and everybody's helping each other, right? When you get part of a community like that, I do think it's excellent because nobody's toxic, nobody's trying to put anybody else down, everybody's trying to help. And when you have a community that is a real close knit and you can see that everybody's understanding the work that has to be put in, the back testing, getting all the data, finding your edge, improving on your psychology. You know, having a great community where people are trying to do that can absolutely massively help. Because when you have traders that are maybe 3 or 4 years in or 5 or 6 years in, and then you get newer traders on board, you know, these traders that have been through that, potentially in the same community, there's guys that I've known for a year now that have been part of RTFX and now Simplicity Trading. You can see that evolution. So when newer traders come in, you know, those experienced traders can help those newer traders saying, yeah, I've been through that, because the mentors maybe are sometimes not always around, and help those newer traders and say, give advice because they've been through it. So a good community really is a massive benefit, and it certainly helped me when I was learning how to trade. Now, ultimately, my overall thoughts on communities are that they are absolutely worthwhile. Things to know is you need to find a mentor or a company that you resonate with. So possibly there's companies that focus on breakouts, pullbacks, scalping, SMC concepts. Whatever type of concept or strategy that you personally relate to, that's the type of community that you need to be involved in. If you like SMC, there's no point in you being in, let's say, Simplicity Trading, where I'm a breakout trader and a breakout retest trader. If you're a scalper, there's no need for you to be in an SMC kind of community. It sounds obvious, but not a lot of people think of that. So yeah, okay, you may be bumping around if you're new because you don't know what type of strategy you resonate with yet. That's absolutely fine. Go and test the waters and find out what you like. You'll ultimately end up coming to one community to learn off a certain individual or individuals or company for whatever strategy you particularly like. I don't think trade signal communities that are just offering trade signals work. I don't think they ever work. I think 99% of the time those don't work unless you really resonate with what the trader is doing and if they're putting their trades out there. Again, you have to resonate with what is happening in that community. So if you're looking for a trading community, there's no harm in testing the waters. We give a 7-day free trial away at Simplicity. I think they do that at Forex Signals and some other companies as well, where you can kind of test them out, see if you like them. So just go around if you are newer and find out which community that you do like and which mentors that you do like and resonate with. And just from personal experience, if you want to know some of the ones you could potentially test out, A1 Trading is a great community with Trader Nick. Forex Signals is a great community. I believe that their mentors have changed a little bit since I was there many years ago. They used to have a guy called Andrew, Mark, and I think Max is still there. But a great website and a really good trading academy. Official Lynn's on YouTube is a great trader. I think she has an academy as well. And I can't really speak too much on the SMC groups because I've never really been a part of it. That kind of stuff doesn't resonate with me. Anyway, let me know in the comments the communities that you guys like, that you guys recommend or potentially don't recommend. So yeah, let me know that in the comments if there's maybe ones that I've missed that are really good. If you do like this type of video, make sure you hit that like button. If you are subscribed, then don't do anything. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Always remember to trade safe. Peace.